Today we're going to good, bad, ugly. Okay, you know how we do.
Yes.
So it's the good, the bad, the ugly of it all. Nothing's off limits, right?
That's right.
Nothing's off limits. So whatever you want to say whatever we need to share, whatever I miss.
Okay.
Because I know you personally. You saved my hair care, okay? So I'm looking forward to doing this.
You know, some battles don't just change your life. They change how you see yourself, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Moments that force you to pause, to reflect, and to rediscover your strength. But here on Chemo GLOW, we believe something powerful. The glow does not define me. I define the glow. Welcome to Chemo GLOW, where we share stories of resilience, healing, and the courage it takes to rise again. Today's conversation is deeply personal because for many women, hair is more than style. It's identity, confidence, expression. So what happens when life challenges that? Today, we sit down with Kay Williams, hairstylist, business owner, and breast cancer survivor, whose journey is not just about beauty on the outside, but strength from within. This is a story of loss, of healing, and of reclaiming your power. This is Chemo GLOW.
Welcome to Chemo GLOW, where the glow doesn't define me, I define the glow. I am your host, Regina Jones, and today I'm so excited to have not just a guest, but a friend, Kay Williams.
Thank you for having me, Regina. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my goodness. So we're going to try to stay on time with this interview. I told my producer I would try to stay on time, but we have so much to talk about.
Yes.
We have a lot of things in common. We have a lot of things that we've shared with each other that most people don't know. And we're going to get down to the good, the bad, and the ugly, because nothing's off limits. And we know there's nothing pretty in pink.
Amen.
And being a two-time
Yes.
breast cancer survivor, we're gonna jump into that. But first, tell me what Kay Williams, the day in the life of Kay, like yesterday, what were you doing?
Oh, goodness. Running around. That's the story of my life. I am a road warrior, always in the car. I say that's my mobile office. First mobile office. Second mobile office is the other side of my bed. Well, my husband, and then the other side of my bed. Yes.
I love it. I love it. Now, you are a hairstylist, but you're more than a hairstylist, because how I met you, ma'am.
Yes.
You were volunteering, you were doing your thing, and you walked in and that hair was flowing. And I said, I got to know who that is, because the struggle is real after breast cancer and having your hair go through so many things. But you were diagnosed when?
I was diagnosed in 2011.
Okay.
I felt a lump 2 weeks before my 30th birthday.
Oh.
And so it was like, my world didn't stop, but it kind of paused. Initially, I'm like, what is that? But it did not cross my mind it could be breast cancer at first, because I'm like, I'm 29.
Yeah.
So I just went to the doctor like, oh, I felt something. He had more urgency and I guess common sense than I did. And, quickly I was over at Rex Cancer Center within days, and we started the process, and it still did not dawn on me that this could be breast cancer.
And at that time, did you have any children?
I had 2 children. My youngest was 2, and I had previously stopped breastfeeding her. Maybe that's why I wasn't paying attention that, breast exam, feel your breast. And there was a spot actually where the lump was, it was like in the armpit area.
Yeah.
I was used to doing around the areola, but I don't know if I was ever educated to check in my armpits.
A lot of women don't know that. When they say feel your tatas, your breasts, you're just feeling around here. And you actually need to make sure that you're going under the armpit as well.
Yes.
So when doing this, and you said, I'm 29, I got a 2-year-old, and I am a stylist behind the chair, and I have to show up and show out for everybody else.
Yes.
So being diagnosed, when did the reality hit you?
Reality hit when I woke up from my mastectomy. And it sounds crazy. I mean, to have a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old, all the activities that my 12-year-old was doing, basketball year round, just having a little person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give my mind enough thought with going to all those appointments, meeting with the breast surgeon, meeting, with getting the core biopsy.
Mm-hmm.
None of it still was like, okay,
It's
this is
real.
happening
Mm-hmm.
until I woke up from surgery. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I really had cancer. I think I still held out hope, like, well, pathology is going to call and say that it wasn't.
Yeah, once they see clear margins, there was no cancer. I just got a new set of tatas. What's going on? So what
Yeah.
was your treatment like?
Treatment was rough. Honestly, I mean, I just initially started out with 8 sessions of chemo. I
Mhm.
would do it every other week. And my first 4 would be about 4 hours,
Mhm.
and the last 4 would take around 6 hours.
Mhm.
So that was a shock to me because I'd never known anyone with cancer.
Mhm.
I had no concept of like, infusion treatments being
What
hooked
it
up.
looks like.
Yes, and that it really takes that long
Oh,
for a drip.
it is a whole day. It's like being at work and being behind the chair.
Absolutely.
Now, with this, how was it as far as like insurance, payment? Were you able to go just straight in, do what you needed to do? Or because you're a 2-time breast cancer
Yes.
survivor,
I-
and there is a reason for that. So explain.
I'm glad you asked. Insurance, and I hate that this is where we are in America. When I initially started, I was on my ex-husband's insurance plan through
Mhm.
his employer. And it was fine. Major insurance company. And in my chemo teaching, they're like, oh, you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll meet your deductible. And it's like, okay,
Mhm.
you don't really, have fear of that financial aspect, even
Because you
though
feel secure.
you
That
feel
part is taken.
secure. Bills are coming in, but, once you meet your deductible, you're okay.
Mhm.
So then the recurrence happened. And in between the initial diagnosis and the recurrence, I had an insurance lapse. Yes, my ex-husband he changed jobs
Mhm.
for, better career opportunities.
Mhm.
And the company said you had to wait a probationary period for benefits, which meant insurance
Insurance, which
included.
and that
Yes.
means treatment.
Well, and I wasn't in treatment at the moment,
Mhm.
but the recurrence happened during that probationary period where they weren't extending insurance to him yet. And so he tried to see if they would just, add me. And
Mhm.
he showed like, hey, I had insurance with my other job. This is what my wife had. And they said no. And being self-employed, I was like, okay, I have to find my own.
Mhm.
Now we looked into Cobra. Cobra was more than our mortgage.
Oh wow. So you go
Yes.
from like $300 a month for insurance to paying like 14.
Yes, which
Oh.
is a significant jump,
Mhm.
and especially to pay for the same coverage, same copays, but you're paying, I mean, a ridiculously amount more. So it was like, okay, that's unaffordable for us
Mhm.
right now. And so, in the event of finding my own insurance policy, the major insurance companies wouldn't cover me because I wasn't 5 years out.
Oh, so you had to be 5 years
I
out.
had to be at least 5 years out of treatment before self-employed policies would give me the major companies. So my insurance agent was like, well, you can get on your state's plan
Mhm.
and your doctors are covered. Go through that. So I did.
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, I'm insured now. And I went to the doctor.
Mhm.
I had a lump in the exact same spot in my armpit. And there, my insurance company said, oh, this is a pre-existing condition. You have to wait before we will let you use your benefits.
But cancer doesn't wait.
No, it does not.
Cancer has no bedside manner.
It sure does
Cancer
not.
says, I will come for you
With a vengeance.
with a vengeance. And you were a stage here and you're going to be a stage here.
Yes.
And so doing that and still having kids,
yes.
still having a husband at that time, and trying to figure out what was your support like?
I didn't have much support initially.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was that because
I,
you was fine, you were good, you were moving, or
I
you didn't feel like you
think
needed it?
initially it was just like, I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
Even going to the cancer center the first time in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know what to say or what to ask for. And even with having a nurse navigator, I think she was just like, oh, this is how you take care of your JP drains,
Mm-hmm.
or this is some literature on
Simple.
bilateral. Yes, but it wasn't like I don't know what to ask for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to ask about.
Yeah, you don't know the resources out there.
Yes.
And if you don't have that nurse navigator like I did, love you, who sat there and was like, these are the resources, take them. And I wasn't used to getting help. So I'd be like, but girl, I use every resource. I had people at the house cleaning during treatment. I was meditating, doing yoga. I was doing Get Real and
See?
Heal, and just not knowing.
Yes.
But I had someone who pointed me in the right direction.
Right.
And sometimes they don't do that.
Well, and it sounds like you had a really good nurse navigator.
I did.
Not just good in what she does, but one that cared and had empathy. And not saying that they all don't.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mine just didn't know or
Mhm.
thought that she was, walking me the right path.
Yeah.
So, no, I didn't get any of that. I didn't know about Real and Heal until I met you.
Yes.
I was at work. So my treatment schedule looked like I did treatment on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to the hospital on Tuesday for my injection of Neulasta. And Wednesday through Saturday, I was behind the chair 40 hours a week.
40 hours a week.
Yes, I had to pay for this insurance policy.
And let's talk about the drug that you just talked about.
Yes,
How much was
ma'am.
that one?
Before insurance, Neulasta is $17,000.
Mm.
Yes, and I often ask, is platinum in it? What is in this drug? And thank God I had a really good financial counselor at Rex Cancer Center who told me, look, we have tried everything.
Yes.
We tried to apply for Medicaid for you. We argued with your insurance company. They're not budging. She said, here, take these applications, fill them out, and see if the drug makers will donate the drug to you. She told me, she said, but we've never seen them donate to someone who is insured. It's usually for the uninsured.
Wow.
So I went home, I did all the financial stuff, submitted it back, and I thought it would be like a quick response. No, it took at least a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
So the waiting time. And then you have to write basically a grant saying, hey, this is why I need it. And once they give you that, they're only going to give you the drug.
That's it. So all your other medications that you get through IV, your insurance company won't cover it. So I would show up for an infusion and they're like, oh, we can't give you your anti-nausea medications through IV. We're so sorry. Your insurance company won't cover it. So I was like, okay, I have to take a pill. I have to pay for the pill and I have to take it in pill form versus everyone else can get all these meds through their IV.
Which works faster.
It works faster. But that's another thing you don't know. I think I went into it thinking you just get chemo. I didn't realize there's a slight chance you could have an allergic reaction.
Which I did. No fun.
See, yeah, so, and I was silly enough to say, I can drive myself because what could happen?
I'm not going to pass out at any time.
Correct.
My nurse navigator used to call me and like, are you on that road again? I am, but I'm on the side of the road because I couldn't make it out of Durham. And I still got a 2-hour drive.
Yes.
She was like, just take your time. Because I was one of those people that I'm going to keep moving.
Yes.
Because, again, cancer will have a delay. But I've refused to be delayed. Because it already sits me down.
That's right.
It already sits me down. So when you are looking at different things when it comes to your health, and now knowing that you have to not just check your breasts, you have to check under your armpits, and you have 2 girls.
Yes.
Now, having 2 girls and them seeing you go through that, how did that look like for them?
So my youngest daughter is currently 16. She has no memories of me going through treatment. Even though I tell her there was a time once I was changing my clothes and she was sitting on the bed. And this is before we were deep into the reconstruction. At the time, I think I only had tissue expanders.
Oh, those are fun.
To say the least. And so when I went to change my shirt, she looked at me and said, what the heck? And I looked down and said, yeah, I say that too, girl. it's like that. She doesn't remember it, but for my older daughter, it's educating her. Always do the self exams. And now that my youngest is 17, always do the self exams. But for my kids, I've been told, okay, they need to go in and get their
Yes.
baseline 10 years younger than when you
Yes.
were
So
diagnosed.
you were 29.
So at 19, they need to go and start this process of getting checked.
Can you imagine that?
Mentally, what could, think about that. You're 19, you're carefree. You're on a college campus
Yeah.
possibly. And this is what you have to think about.
On top of everything else.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to take a quick break here and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about, being behind the chair and what it looks like and how you had to step from behind that chair and start being advocates for others. We'll be right back.
Quick question. Why aren't you showing up every day for your audience? Because brands that win online, they really aren't the biggest. But what they are is the most consistent. In fact, businesses that post weekly content see up to 66% more leads and 3 to 5 times more brand recall. People buy from who they remember. It's really as simple as that. And video is the fastest way to stay memorable. That's why we help clients build monthly content systems so they can stay present, stay relevant, and stay top of mind. So if you're ready to show up consistently without the stress, reach out to BroCode TV Production and let's build your content engine together.
All right. Thank you for joining us again. And I want to talk about losing your hair. For a hairstylist, I grew up in the world. My brother was a hairstylist.
Yes.
He was a master stylist.
Yes.
And I know what it means to have a good hairstylist. So losing your hair, were you one of those that had a turban on the hair or did you have a 6-inch, 18-inch?
Ma'am, let me tell you, first of all, the journey. I remember in my chemo teaching, when she got to the part about the hair, that's when I cried. I had not cried at all until she mentioned hair. And she says, I know it's a lot to take in. I said, no, I don't want to lose my hair. It's my hair. She said, you're saying that, but I know it's just the whole thing. And I'm like, no,
it's my hair.
We could have surgery. We could do whatever. I want my hair. And she told me within 14 days after treatment, your hair will start to come out. And I'm thinking, no. And I really thought she didn't know what she was talking about until...
Again, like how you woke up from your surgery.
Correct.
Oh, I have cancer. Now 14 days later.
I don't know why I'm on that struggle bus. I went to scratch the back of my head. And I remember scratching back here like this. And when I took my hand out, that whole back panel was in my hand. I looked at it. I threw it in the trash. I was so angry. And you know what? I still couldn't cut my hair the first time. I could not cut it.
So what were you doing when you were going to treatment? Because I know you were not just going there with a patchy head, not Kay Williams.
No. So to prepare myself for chemo, because I didn't share it with anyone, the only people that knew, my employer, my immediate family, that's it. So I colored my hair black, and I've always worn color, but I colored it black to prepare. Like, okay, I'm going back to my natural, and if I have a hard time finding extensions that I can color, I just need a simple black extension. So I did that. And then I started wearing like ponytails and things like that, not over styling. So when the hair started to shed, then I got into hats, like fedoras, I just meant I wasn't. And the fedora was holding me over until I found the right hair prosthesis that I was comfortable wearing that looked like me.
And when you talk about getting something that looks like you, but also the right.
Yes.
It's not just a wig.
No.
It is something that you need to make sure you pay attention to. Pay attention to where it comes from.
That's
Let's
right.
talk a little bit about that.
So I'm glad you bring that up. For me, and I made this mistake too. I was desperate. I mean, I woke up literally and I looked like the bald guy that does the comb over. I was holding on to this patch like here, but I had nothing in the crown. And so I put a hat on and I ran to the store and bought a lace front because I needed something in that moment. Now, for years, I had been behind the chair and cried with my clients, cut their hair when they were diagnosed.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I was big into, I would order Raquel Welch systems for them when they went through. And now it's my turn.
Yeah.
And it's totally different.
And now you're running to the store when you
Think
order.
about it. All the resources that I know,
Mhm.
in the moment, I didn't use not a one. I didn't use my medical hair loss certification. I just ran to the store because
Mhm.
in that moment, I'm like, I need something now.
Yes.
And I got something.
And that's something
I
did not
mean,
have you.
well, and it looked good, but
Uh-huh.
then when you think of what kind of chemicals,
Mm.
is this really human hair? Am I introducing more carcinogens into my body? Even the adhesive I'm using to install this and hold it down.
Mhm.
Those are things that went out the window initially.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something. So I used it. And once I had a moment, and it's like, okay,
Mhm.
because the world is coming at you so fast.
Yeah, you got everything else that you have to deal with.
Yes.
And now something it's your profession.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And the resources are there for you.
Yes.
When did you start to say, hey, I need to educate other women on what they need to do with hair loss and hair gain? Because you're going to gain a unit. You're saying those things. People are like,
Yeah.
a system, a unit. They don't understand what that means. Tell us
Right.
a little bit about that.
So for my clients that go through it, or when they tell me if they can tell me before treatment starts, I always ask them, check with your insurance plan and see if a cranial prosthesis is covered.
Mm.
If you have that benefit in your policy, you need to go to your oncologist or PA and see if they'll write you a prescription for a cranial prosthesis.
Oh, wow.
Once you obtain that prescription, then you want to go to someone who is certified in medical hair loss who can fill the prescription. And there are things that that person who is certified in medical hair loss will know to include on your invoice, like the code that it needs for the invoice, because you can't say wig.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If you say, oh, I need a wig, oh, they got plenty of
No.
those wigs
Right.
in the resource
Yes,
center
they
of the
do.
hospital.
They do.
But that's not what you need.
And again, it's like, okay, either I wish the nurse navigator knew to say that, or the person, in the store where they have the wigs up front, somebody needs to know to tell the person who receives the prescription, okay, what next? Where
next?
do I go? Because your insurance company isn't like, how they have a list of doctors in network?
Yeah.
They didn't say, oh, here's a list of medical hair loss people in network.
I remember I came to you with that wig and I was like, look here, I found this wig. It cost me so much money.
Yes.
So much money. Can you make it look like me?
Yes.
And then having a stylist that has been through, going through and understand that when you walk out, you don't want to look like you're wearing a wig or a system or a device
you
or
want
whatever
to look
it is.
like yourself.
I want to look like myself.
Yes.
And when you talk about that, the mental health piece of that. Now you're sitting behind, you stand behind that chair and you hear all types of stories. Like you're like a therapist, whether you know it or not. So hearing all those stories, how did you take care of your mental health? Because you're listening to their stories. Now you're going through with your own story. What did you do to take care of your mental health?
That's a really good question, but loaded question.
Okay.
I feel like hindsight, I didn't really pay attention to my mental health because I was so focused on the day-to-day in my household, in my business. So I didn't have the time. Now, I did have a PA who was my cheerleader, and she said, just talk to our counselor here. And I did 2 or 3 sessions, which were good. It after I left, it felt like a load off. But outside of that, it was like, okay, that was just another appointment. I'm done.
Yeah.
But that can help you so much, like getting into attending to your mental health.
Yes.
Because what you hold inside, like it
presents.
It does. And sometimes women tend to not take care of ourselves in that manner, and it manifests in other areas.
Yes.
So, the walking, I did get into exercising a lot more.
Oh, girl, you would run, not walk.
I did.
You would run. You were running.
Yes.
And I'm like, where are you at? Oh, I'm at this park and I've run. So I said, you better work. I'm going to stay on this bike right here. You better work.
Well, it was going out and running on the weeks that I didn't have chemo.
Mhm.
It was something that if I had the time, I could just find somewhere I could run. If you're, on a tight budget, it's free.
Mhm.
But it really helped me to clear my thoughts in that moment.
Mhm.
So that was good for me. And then it was when I felt like I was ready. I got into therapy a little deeper. But I felt like in that moment, I just wasn't ready
And
yet.
it's okay not to be
Yes.
ready because people are like, your hair has grown back. You look so good.
Yes.
You should be good. And I'm like,
Yes.
but I'm not.
But I'm not.
And sometimes you don't even realize that you're not until life sits you down. I
Yes.
remember
Yes.
you styling my hair because if you don't know, she's my colorist. She was my stylist. I've been locked for about a year and some change, but I am back. But I remember you saying, Regina, what is going on? And I had a patch, huge patch.
Yeah.
And I realized that I need to go and take care of that part of me.
Right.
But the fact that I had all my hair come out and now I have a patch of hair coming out 10 years later made no sense to me.
Hair loss is something that we're still researching, trying to figure out as much as we can about it. Just to touch a little bit on the cranial prosthesis again, the difference with those versus just going to get a lace front, your cranial prosthesis will probably weigh about an ounce and a half versus, yes, it's that light.
Really?
That's the difference. It is that lightweight versus the wigs will weigh like maybe 4 ounces, depending on the density of it.
And that makes a difference.
The weight on your head.
And if you're having a hot flash, I'm telling you,
That's
my
right.
wig would sit beside me in the car riding
Yes.
shotgun. Because the heat from that wig, before I
Yes.
met you, I was either putting a turban on or I had a wig that I got from a resource place and my insurance paid for one.
Yes, they will cover. But then when you look at hair loss down the road, sometimes you end up, when you finish your infusions, you're on a maintenance medication. Like I took tamoxifen for 10 years. I think towards the end of the 10 years, my hair started to thin.
Yeah.
Now here I am with my hair's growing back. I'm starting to feel normal. My eyebrows are growing back. I don't have to glue eyelashes to my lids anymore because I refuse to go out like that.
Yeah.
And, 10 years out, I feel like I'm so far removed.
10 years.
And now I'm noticing that I don't have the density anymore. What do I do and where do I go from here? It can be a blow. It's almost triggering because it's like, I lost my hair before. I don't want to lose it again. And I never thought I was that attached to my hair. Yeah. But when I tell people I love hair, I love hair. I love everything about it.
Everything. Like, you're not just a stylist. You're a master of everything about hair. Yes. Because again, when I met you, you were walking through and that hair was flowing. And remember, mine was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I was trying to do like a 2-strand twist. And you said to me, just come see me on Sundays. And I'm like, you open on Sundays? She is not now.
Yes,
but she was back then.
I was.
And you got me in and out, but you taught me about the treatment of my hair, which I used to do all the time, but that goes out the window.
Yeah, I think that for some women, their hair grows back and it can be thinner. It's not like what it was before. I've, seen some, it comes back gray.
Oh, yeah.
And
curly on one side, straight on the other.
Yeah, 2 or 3 different textures on the same head.
Yes.
And, in our community, I think that we aren't accustomed to, okay, I want to use this product. What do I do? Should I do twist outs? No more heat? But I think for all women, because I service everyone, it's just the right product for that texture of hair.
But you look for that product.
And you want to be careful with the products too now. Same thing, the carcinogens, how it's made, what's in it. And I know a lot of things claim to be natural and organic. But I mean, let's face it, is Procter & Gamble or Johnson & Johnson really out here with some pomegranate and honey in those bags?
Some rose water?
No, because when you do have products like that, they expire fast.
They do.
Yeah, they go rancid. And I mean, I won't get into cosmetic science, but that stuff doesn't last long. It doesn't have a long shelf life, which means they can't turn a profit. So the natural, all organic approach is good, but I mean, you're paying more. It doesn't last as long. Does your hair really need it? maybe, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
And then what medications are you walking away
Because
taking
that
and for how
also
long?
affects the way your
Absolutely.
hair treats you.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about faith and healing, a little bit about life after diagnosis, and then we're going to wrap this up talking about your purpose and your impact. Because, girl, you're not behind that chair anymore. We'll be right back.
This one's for all of our speakers, thought leaders, and influencers. I'm Bro Troy, and if you're a speaker, influencer, or thought leader and you don't have a video brand, you are leaving money on the table. All event planners and those that are looking for hosts and facilitators, they don't just want to hear you, they want to see you in action. Your presence, your energy, and your ability to command a room. That's why a strong speaker reel, high quality event footage, and consistent short form content are non-negotiables. Your video brand is your digital resume. It proves your authority before you even step on stage. See, we help speakers build that brand with clean reels, dynamic storytelling, and content that gets you booked. If you're ready to level up your speaker career, reach out to Broco TV Productions today and let us build your video brand one piece of high quality content at a time.
Hi, welcome back. Now, we touched on faith and support and healing. Now, life after your diagnosis. You know, you've been behind the chair, you've been in the chair. What are you doing? What's your impact look like now? And have you been out there volunteering or giving back, or do you even see yourself in that role?
Regina, let me tell you, you really got me into the, cancer role. Your service is contagious.
Oh, well, thank you.
I saw how, you were sprinting. I won't even say running. You were sprinting for all the platforms and agencies that you supported when pertaining to cancer. And I saw you and I was like, I have to get involved.
Yeah.
So my very first place that I volunteered was American Cancer Society, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer.
You did the fashion show.
I did. And it was just so many things to get involved with. The fashion show, the walk. I think some people just think about the walk.
Yeah.
But there are things that they do. Real Men Wear Pink campaign.
Yes.
And so with volunteering with those things, it's like I see how passionate you are and it is contagious. I enjoyed getting the survivors ready for the fashion show.
The hair is everything when you're walking that runway.
Yes.
And because you understand what somebody's going through, even with a bald head, you gave them a lip.
Yes.
Okay, so let's give this lip.
Yes.
Or with the wig that they brought, you were like, okay, I'm going to do this and do that. And then walking across that stage at Macy's.
Yes.
And now you call me talking about what time to walk, when I need to be there, because you're there in their store.
So that's the thing that I enjoy. It's like, I don't want to be in the forefront. I don't want to be in the crowd seen. I share my story with the survivors. I'm there to get their hair ready, make them feel confident. That's what I enjoy. And there are survivors that are years out, some still going through treatment. Everybody has a different story, but it's the same story. We all want to thrive.
Yes.
And so that is what I enjoy when I'm working with the survivors. Even during the walk, whether I'm in merchandise or whether I'm telling them about where I am for hair services, I enjoy seeing them. They're in the fight. Some are, they're years past it, but we're still trying and thriving for the same thing. So I don't think I will ever stop volunteering.
No, because I'm going to call you.
I know. And I love to ask you, well, what's next?
What's next?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? How are we going to be fabulous here? What are we doing? Because you always show up and show out. I remember us having to get in the car and ride. I was like, you're going to get in this Mustang with me? We're going to start the walk. And you were like, what? And I was like, yes. And we're going to do
Our
it.
pageant wave in the convertible.
We were getting it in.
Yes.
But the impact that you have on so many people's lives and my life, I was ready to start volunteering because I started to feel like myself. It wasn't a new normal. It's what I wanted to look like and feel like before I heard those words.
Yeah.
And Kay, you do that for so many people.
It doesn't feel like it. And I think what held me back in the beginning, I just had this fear of being around others going through it. I did not want to see people looking sick.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
I had my faith and my thought of how I was going to get through this journey. And I did not want to be derailed by seeing like sick people.
Mhm.
And even though, yes, I was sick, I was battling. I think for me, I just wasn't ready to be around others that were sicker.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't until like you telling me about the Young Survivors,
Coalition.
yes, and seeing that, people are thriving. Yes, they may still be going through, but I was ready then. And then it was like, okay, at the walks or at the fashion show, I'm ready. And I have something to give because I've healed from what I was going through.
Mhm.
I have healed from that thought of, I don't know if I can do this,
Yes.
and since I was past that point, then I felt like I was ready to give back and to give and pour into others.
And your give back and impact is so special. What would you say to a woman right now who has just been diagnosed and they need to know more about just being okay with the diagnosis and the hair loss that might happen? Because right now they have cold caps, and what does that look like? What would you say to someone who was diagnosed at 29 like you?
Educate yourself. I
Mhm.
know you're young, but educate yourself on everything. We have made such strides with information and advancements in medicine. Don't take no for an answer. Ask as many questions as you can. Even if you don't know what to ask, I wouldn't say the internet, but
Yeah.
Mayo Clinic, other credible places, just to get a feel for what's out there. No question is a dumb question.
Mhm.
Every time you go see your oncologist and talk to your nurse navigator, you should have something to ask
Yes.
because you don't know.
Mhm.
And information is golden.
It's golden. It's just like the platinum stuff they put in that in that
Correct.
drug they
Absolutely.
gave to us. So I want to thank you so much, Kay, because we know that so many battles change how we see ourselves.
Yes.
And that is so tough. And here at Chemo Glow, we always know that the glow doesn't define us. We define our glow.
That's
And you
right.
help so many people do that. Every woman that is watching, your identity is just that. It is yours, right?
Yes.
And it is how you define it. And I'm thankful because I don't know if you've ever shared your story like this on a
No.
platform like this.
No,
And I've been
never.
in your chair for almost 15 years and
Yes.
we've never gone deep because we're always talking about what we can do for
Yes.
others.
Yes.
So I want to thank you so much, Kay, for coming out to see us. And just remember that the glow doesn't define me. I define the glow. Until next time, keep glowing.